Good evening, PMP aspirants. This is me, Imran, again for the day 5 video where we will be discussing project schedule management, how to do the schedule, how to make it, what are the terminologies inside. So I'm going to give you a complete review. And as we have decided, I will not use the slides. I will use the whiteboard. So it is more better than reading the slides. So let's begin with the whiteboard, our knowledge area, which belongs all the things which we require. And I will go with the agile flow as well also. So the knowledge areas project is schedule management. First, let me write down the processes, although they are not that much important as they used to be before 2020, before 2021. So the first process we said always will be the management plan for that knowledge area, and the output will be same schedule management plan. Once you have done this plan, it means plan schedule management means the process here you will execute this process and you will be able to get that what will be the strategy you will write down in a schedule management plan, what will be the methods you will use, what will be the level of accuracy and precision. It will be also considered here, level of accuracy for the schedules, how much plus and minus will be considered, what will be the exclusion guideline, what will be the monitoring and controlling guideline. Everything will be mentioned here in schedule management plan. And for sure, project manager will discuss these things with the subject matter experts as well as team, so they can work collaboratively. And for sure, to start this thing, they need to have the scope management plan, requirements management plan, and also the scope baseline ready, so they can start further going to the next process, which is what we have plan and schedule management, and the output is a schedule management plan. Then we will start defining activities. And to define activities, the main output will always be the activities and milestones list, where we will mention those things that, okay, these will be our activities, and work package will be helpful in this type of situations. So define activities is the process name, and we will get the output activities and milestones list. Once we have activities, so we can sequence those activities based on their relationships, and the output will be project network diagram. When we sequence the activities, so we have most common types of relationships which are very commonly used, and they are finish to start relationship, which means the first activity will finish and then second activity can start at any time. Then we have a start to start relationship, which means two activities can start together. There is no problem with that. Or finish to finish, which means they can start together any time, but they can finish at same time. And the most rarely used, which is what start to finish. What happens in the start to finish? It can be started at any time, but it will only finish when second activity will start. So that is what a start to finish relationship, and it is rarely used, while it is what most commonly used, finish to start a relationship. A part of relationships, we have dependencies. What are the dependencies? We have mandatory dependencies. So when I say mandatory dependency means can't be changed, you have to follow the same sequence. Discretionary or preferential or preferred or soft logic can be changed, and once you will change it, it will not impact the project. We have external dependencies, which means they are not in our control, and we are waiting from someone from government, from the consultant, from the experts. And internal dependencies based on our resources, resource availability. So these are the dependencies, and those are the relationships which are being done at the time of sequence activity process, so we can produce the network diagram. Once we have activities, once we have sequenced them, now we will do what? We will estimate durations. We will estimate durations, and the output will be duration estimate and basis of estimates. For estimations, we have already discussed, and let me repeat it again, that we have estimations. The common one is analogous estimations from the past or old records or archive or OPA based on my experiences. Parametric from mathematical calculations. Bottom up, very detailed, which means we read WBS. And if we have 3 point, we use it when we have uncertainties. We also use reserve analysis as an estimation technique if we have any delays. And we also have other techniques, but as of now, this is enough for this side. So estimate durations, and we will do the estimations of the days, that how much days are required to estimate the activities. Once we have estimate durations, now we are in the position to develop schedule. So now we are in the position to develop schedule. So the next process is develop a schedule. And once you develop a schedule, you will have project schedule, and it will not be called as baseline until it is approved. So once you will make the version 1, you will go to your organization, a PMO or whoever is there. You will show them, and then we will discuss, and then there will be negotiations. And once approved, it will become the schedule baseline. While you are making that schedule, you will perform the schedule network analysis to find out that if there are resources which are overutilized or which are not available. So if for those resources, they are very highly skilled and they have constrained availability. If they have constrained availability, so in that case, we use a thing called tree assignment. We allocate the resources, so we don't need to worry about those things because they are the scarce resources. A part of that, we perform resource leveling. If we have overutilized resources, so once we will do the resource leveling, good chance baselines may change or will change, because you will change the dates, timings, or you will adjust new resources. So baselines may change. If you are running short on resources or there's stress on critical path activities, so we use resource smoothing to balance the resources from non-critical path, non-critical activities to critical path activities. Here, baseline doesn't change. Just you swap some resources so you can finish the activities, the critical path activities on time. And to do all those things, you perform the technique you use is called as what if scenario analysis. So that was the develop schedule. Once the schedule is developed and approved, now you will be able to monitor and control the schedule. And once you are controlling the schedule, so for every control, our outputs are always same, which is what work performance information. Based on that, if requires, you will produce the change request and you will update the stakeholders and project documents also. And you will start working on the new versions of the documents or the baselines. So plan, schedule, define activities, sequence activities, estimate duration, develop a schedule, control a schedule. These are the processes, and that's how we do the things. I hope it's enough for understanding or for the learning purpose. How to make the project network diagram? We said that we call it activity on node diagram or network diagram, where we will write down the activity as a node, arrow will be pointing right, and then we'll write down the duration here. And then once we finished, we will calculate how many paths from a start to finish, and we will write down the duration, let's suppose. The longest one will be called as critical path, and critical path always have zero float value. If the float value is zero, it will always be the critical path. There could be more than one critical path on project schedule. We don't want more than one, but it is possible there could be more than one critical path. So what is float? We have two types of float. What are the two types of float? We have total float. Total float means amount of time any activity can be delayed without delaying the project end date. That is what we call it, total float. What is free float? Predecessor can be delayed without delaying the start of successor early start date. And again, without violating the project deadline. We should finish. Same. The formula for total float is equals to late start minus early start, or late finish minus early finish. That's how we calculate it. That's how we draw it. That was a procedure. In Agile, when we are doing the sequencing or prioritization, so we actually call it prioritization for the requirement and for also the sequencing. So we have many prioritization schemes, like Kano analysis is one of the prioritization scheme. We have Moscow, which is must have, should have, could have, won't have, or multi dot voting. These type of things will help for the prioritization scheme. We can have the collaborative games like planning poker, like the wideband Delphi for estimations. They also can be used. So that's what we do in Agile. So that was the schedule part. I hope I clarified all the things what is in the book. And I'll see you in the next video for the project cost management, where I will show you how to do the costing and how to do the earned value management. Thank you very much. Wish you best of luck. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.